Don't be scared of that repo. Repos don't mean shit.
Well, buy 10 rental houses before you're 30 years old.
Just go to the street corner and say, stop the car. Can you give me $500? I'll give it back to you in a year.
Okay, so today's going to be a fun one. We're going to be taking a look at some bad TikTok advice again. I always love seeing what some guru's yapping about on a podcast or to their phone, most of the time to funnel you into something they could try to sell you. And there seems to be an unlimited amount of these types of clips on the internet. So we have a lot of examples to go over today, along with some comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But we're actually going to start off on a different note. This person's not a guru or an influencer, just giving out some really bad advice when it comes to car repossessions.
Don't be scared of that repo. Repos don't mean shit. I've had 3 repos. They'll finance you every single time, babe. That shit is not real. That is a matrix setup. They make you think that all these things are inaccessible if this stuff happens, but it's not true. Get that car, make the payment until you can't anymore, let them take it, dock up for 6 months, take a bus, go buy another car. Just like that. Just like that.
It's not that it makes it inaccessible. The interest rates will just be unbelievable for you from now on, especially if you start racking it up like she had 3 repos. We could take a look at some of the comments real quick. You got this Methany. I know she's paying $700 a month for 84 months on a 2001 Honda Civic base model. The bank's strongest soldier, because of course some banks won't approve you, especially if you have a repossession, but there's always going to be somebody who's going to finance you. It will just be at an astronomical rate. So like she said, at least the few monthly payments you could actually afford will be worth it for them, because they'll repo the car and do the exact same thing to another person over and over again. She currently owns $63,000 on a 95-month loan on a 1995 Altima with 218,000 miles. Do you, girl? So yes, you should definitely care about your car repossessions and not take this person's advice, but let's just go over to a classic guru giving you very easy steps on how to make a ton of money really quick.
Well, buy 10 rental houses before you're 30 years old. If you can buy 10 rental houses before you're 30 and you own those 10 rental houses at the age of 30 and you don't buy another piece of real estate for the next 25 years, when you're 55, more than likely, all of those properties are going to be paid for. And if, let's just say you still have a balance on all 10 because you put them on 30-year notes, you can sell off more than likely 2 or 3 and pay the rest off. So now you're sitting there with 7 homes paid for that you have tenants in and you have cash flow coming in every month. So think about that. If you literally had 7 rental properties making you $2,000 a month, that's $14,000 a month. That's called financial freedom.
Duh. Didn't you guys know it was that easy? Why don't you have 10 rental properties before you're 30? Let alone the fact most people can't afford the average home price right now. But yeah, just buy 10 cash flowing rental properties and then sell off a couple of them down the road, have tenants in all of them, no problems at all. And that's how you get $14,000 a month with no sweat off your back. I love the top comment, buy 40 houses by 15. How to have money. Step 1, have money already. Why do people follow these accounts? Why stop at 10? I had 100 by the time I was 6. And I mean, do I really have to tell you? We go over to the account Real Stories, Real Advice. Wayne Turner, broker, 30 years in real estate. And there's a link in the description that you already know is just the exact same thing we've gone over a million times on this channel. We have a comment from one of you guys. These people never take state laws into consideration. Like the guy talking about mortgaging your house to buy more houses. The state I live in requires a realtor license to buy and sell more than 2 properties a year. In order to get a realtor license, you have to be sponsored and employed by a real estate company for at least 1 year, but all of those 30-second clips of buy 10 rental properties or buy a beater house, flip it and double your profits, then move it on to the next property within a couple of months and do that over and over and over again until you got $10 million. It's much easier to say that in the clips than actually go through all the different rules in each state, and then you realize, oh, it's not actually as easy as this guy's making it out to be. I mean, perfect example of that is this next clip.
I used a credit card to buy this entire house. Not a normal credit card though. Please do not do that. A business credit card. So if you have a 720 credit score and an LLC, heck, you don't even need an LLC. You can just buy one. You can get access to $150,000 to $200,000 at 0% interest. You can then liquidate the money off the credit card, meaning take the money off the credit card and put it into your bank account. Then find a real estate deal, then bring your 0% interest money to the table, and you get a lender, a mortgage broker to cover the rest. Did about $20,000 worth of work. I then refinanced, paid back my mortgage lender, and paid back my credit cards. Now the revenue this house brings in every month from Airbnb pays for the mortgage.
I love how they just gloss over finding a good real estate deal, especially in today's world. All-time high home prices, 6 or 7% interest rates, and the Airbnb as well. That whole market is collapsing right now. But yeah, just form an LLC and you'll magically get $150,000 or $200,000 loan, 0% interest. It's just free money. Some of the comments: what credit card gives you $200,000 cash advance with no fees? None. Step 1, have rich parents like this kid. Bro, who's giving you 0%? Nothing is worse than bad advice. Just comment after comment like that. And another one from you guys: the more days that pass, the more I'm convinced that influencers have been quite a huge driving force in the de-evolution of society. Because the crazier or more outlandish statement you could put in a 10-second TikTok, the more views it'll get. It doesn't matter if they're completely lying. And when people scroll for hours and hours a day for years of their life, that really starts taking a toll on people's critical thinking. I mean, a new term that's been popping up is ChatGPT brain rot. People are asking ChatGPT every question under the sun because they can't think of it themselves now. It's honestly just insanity. But we could go over to the next clip with this mom basically teaching her little kid how to gamble on meme coins.
Son got rich off Dogecoin and he's only 11. Yes, this is crypto parenting gone right. Every time Jetman gets his allowance, he puts half of it into the bank and half of it into crypto. I match that crypto and he picks what he wants to buy. Jet, what did you decide to buy and why? And this was a long time ago, like when we first started doing crypto.
Dogecoin because I like the puppy.
Dogecoin because he liked the picture of the puppy. It was 7 cents stacked away. Today it's at 38 cents. And I believe it won't be long until we see it at over $1.
I'm rich.
You, Elon.
I think it's pretty safe to say that we won't see Dogecoin at $1 for quite a long time because of all the political stuff. But yeah, you're investing in crypto because you like the picture of the puppy. Nothing to do with any research or finance in general. To me, that seems like the beginning of a gambling problem. And that is the top comment here. He has a gambling problem. But yeah, that seems smart. Matching your kid's allowance to let him buy meme coins just seems like a really easy way to get rug pulled constantly. But we'll go over to the next clip. The classic. You know he had to be in here, Grant Cardone.
Real estate doesn't make money. Making money is me going on the street corner right here and say, stop at cars. Can somebody give me $500 right now? I need it right now. If you need emergency money, just go to the street corner and say, stop the car. Can you give me $500? I'll give it back to you in a year. I could get somebody out there to give me $500. You can't get that out of a real estate deal. But I would take the $500 and throw it in a real estate deal and go back to the street corner. Because I was out hustling $500. In that case, I was 30 years old hustling car dealers for money. I would get the money from the car dealer, the 1 out of 10 that said yes to me, take the money, throw it in a real estate deal, and go hustle another car dealer.
So Grant was out there panhandling and hustling car dealers that I guess worked 10% of the time at $500 a pop. Why have we not all thought of this before? Everybody watching this video could have been millionaires by now. I feel like I don't even have to explain how ridiculous this is. I did think it was funny though. You take a look at the comment section and it's just full of all the bot comments trying to promote their grift as well. Some sort of day trader here, another mentorship there. Thank you for your commitment to my success, Alicia New World. It is crazy to see how many scams are just riddled throughout. And a simple comment from you guys that's very true as well. It's sad that there are so many people who fall for this type of crap. I hope that's what these types of videos will teach you, especially if you're younger getting out into the real world. It is a much different place than the high school or college life, and there is somebody at every corner trying to take money away from you. They'll get a whole bunch of views off of a TikTok clip because they said something crazy, and you go look at their links and they got a mentorship or a masterclass, courses, and maybe you'll be just like them. All you got to do is give them $500 or $1,000, and that's just a really easy way for you to lose that money and learn basically nothing. Or I mean, who knows? You could be like the next clip and use astrology to help you with your next crypto investment.
It is so funny how literal astrology can be sometimes. So all over the news the past 10 days since Trump got elected, everyone's talking about how crypto is just skyrocketing. It's finally going up after a long 4 years of it being super stagnant. Trump is literally saying that he wants the US to be the crypto capital now. And what's going on in astrology? Pluto is moving into the sign of Aquarius. Pluto rules big money, wealth, power. It rules the 8th house of your money making you money, which means investments, stocks, real estate, all things in that realm. But it's going into the sign of Aquarius, which Aquarius rules everything futuristic, such as technology, AI, robots, innovation. So it is quite literally saying big money moving digitally. Like, that's how I'm seeing it, and it is being reflected in the media and the news right now and in the crypto world. If you look at crypto, it is just going up at like crazy rates right now.
I think her statement saying that's how I see it right now is exactly the problem with this entire situation. We as humans are very good at finding patterns, even when they don't really exist. And apparently, if you were an expert in astrology, you would have already known this. But first comment right here I thought was pretty funny. Pluto won't be in Aquarius until 2040. I feel like this is in the same realm of people doing money mantras and using tarot cards to see their future with their finances. Even people who are banking and praying on God to deliver them money, as if it just appears out of thin air. It all just gets to be a little too much for me.
Something my mentor told me that stuck with me, even though it was years ago, is that he who works all day has no time to make money. If you are relying on like an hourly pay to like make your way, you are cooked. And I'm not trying to like roast you, obviously. Like, I want you to succeed. That's why I'm telling you this.
So I'm going to cut this off. You could probably see where this is going. It turns into building an empire and making your money work for you, blah, blah, blah. But it's a lot easier said than done, especially people in wildly different situations, like this user who has 2.3 million followers. Download pay-per-free, get money for posting content. So he's got some sort of software that'll generate him revenue along with the views from TikTok and his social media presence in general. So yeah, it's much easier to get more money when you have a lot in the first place. And a comment from this clip made a good point as well. We can't have a functioning society if everybody's a business owner, Unk.
Well, let's say you buy a house for $100,000, guys, right? You only put down $20,000. You put 20% down. The bank gives you the other $80,000. Okay. Then
leverage.
You put $20,000 into the property to fix it up, which is value add, which is what Kenny was discussing. That property now goes up to $200,000. Then you can go ahead and do a cash out refinance, and you could pull out what, 70%. Remember, you only put in about $40,000 of your own money into the deal. Now you're getting $140,000 out. You can take that $140 tax free, which is the key, and roll it into buying another asset. You ain't paying it. Your tenants are.
Right.
So why not continue to do that and buy and hold? This is how the wealthy stay wealthy.
That off.
As if it is really that easy. We could look at the comments, so disconnected from reality. He's just saying words. You'd have to find a $100,000 property that has the potential to be $200,000, just skimming over that like it's something super easy to do, with just $20,000 of renovation. It's not that simple to find. You can't pull $140,000 out of a house worth $200,000 and that you still owe $80,000 on. Another person just saying $20,000 in renovation is hard to turn an additional $100K of income, but this is one of the guys who makes basically just bait content for engagement in general. I can't remember what their podcast is. It's some sort of red pill thing. A lot of drama around it in general, and just saying things to get clips and put more content out there because overall it will make them more money, no matter how ridiculous what they say actually is.
When you don't pay the debt collectors, which by the way, to the audience, you should never pay a debt collector because the debt doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the debt collector. Let me explain this to you. If I owe Amex $1,000 and I say I refuse to pay you, right? And they sell my debt to ABC Debt Collections Company, LLC. The debt doesn't belong to James Chang anymore. The debt belongs to ABC Debt Collectors. Why should I pay a debt that doesn't even belong to me anymore? Most people get scared because debt collectors, if you don't pay, we're going to garnish your way. They get scared. No, it's against the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You don't have to pay debt collectors.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I love the other person on the podcast that just let these people yap, and they'll give those same type of responses. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. That's crazy. And my thought right away was this first comment, wouldn't the bank sue you? We have seen many clips of that exact situation happening, especially Amex. They will go after you in court and garnish your wages. I think Discover is another one that they do not mess around. Some crazy, almost petty stories where people owed like $800 and they ended up having to go to court because of it. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, $800 to a company like Amex or Discover or any of those big banks is basically nothing, and they still went after you. Oh man.
What would it take for you to get $3 billion within 6 months?
I'd take $100 million that I have, and I'd go to a big institution and say, hey, 10x my 100. That'd be a bill. They'll do that 100%. I'd take the bill and go buy $3 billion. $1 billion will buy $3 or $4 billion worth of real estate. We could do $4 billion this year.
I don't understand why you're thinking so small. Let's do it. Curious why you play so small when you have the opportunity. You just came up with the answer in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Why wait?
Well, I come here. I came here from a therapy session today. Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Just absolute gems, again, coming from Grant Cardone. Why didn't we think of going to big institutions and 10xing our money? Because it's that simple. You could go from 100 million to 3 billion in 6 months, so why not just give them like $100 or maybe $1,000? 10xing your money like that? In no time, we'd all be millionaires, man. I do love that that kind of ridiculous advice is just glossed right over in these clips. They don't explain how. Just a big institution, they'll 10x your money and then boom, put it into real estate and make billions, duh. And I guess we're supposed to take that at face value and just nod our heads and go, okay, yep, that works.
Here's the one thing I wish I knew in my early 20s that would have made me way richer, way faster. When I was in my early 20s, I used to think that the market was kind of like this and like this and like this and a little bit all over the place and no one knew what was going to happen. Or worse, what a lot of people think is it just goes like this. You'll never go wrong if you just invest in real estate long term. And in reality, guys, the market goes like this. It's very, very predictable. It cycles, it does the same thing over and over and over again. These periods of the ups or the bull markets typically last 7 to 9 years. The one we're in right now is lasting an extra long time because of a whole bunch of fake money that was injected into the system. But let it be known, this part is coming. And with that much more of a high, that means we have that much more to hit bottom. And the most important thing that I wish I knew in my early 20s is that these periods right here at the very bottom, it typically takes 2 years for a market, once it starts crashing, to actually hit the bottom. And if it's not abundantly clear, where we're at right now is the beginning of the crashing.
I would like to start off and say that this clip was posted November 1st of 2023. And apparently to this guy, that was the beginning of the markets crashing. Real estate, stock market, everything's going down then. So at the time of him uploading this, the S&P was sitting at $434. And currently right now, at time of this upload, it is at $632. If you've also seen my previous videos talking about real estate, we've just got new statistics in that single family homes are yet again at an all-time high. I believe it's a little bit over $435,000. So this guy, apparently knowing everything, being almost 2 years old, is just completely wrong. And I thought the comments were funny. Where did he get his crystal ball? Well, wherever he got it, I'd want a refund because it's not working. 100% unreliable. You also need money to begin investing. Most people are one life event away from bankruptcy, bro. So overall, I wanted to put this in the video because there are a ton of people online trying to convince you that they cracked the code. They know exactly what's going to happen with the economy, the stock market, real estate, anything. But no one truly knows what's going to happen in the future, so don't believe everyone you see on the internet.
If I were starting over in my 20s and wanted to make $1 million in the next 1 to 2 years, here are the 3 things I would do immediately. Number 1, I would buy an existing business with owner financing, and I would implement modern marketing and automation tactics. Number 2, I would leverage any credit or borrowing opportunities I had, and I would go all in on crypto research and trading. There's huge opportunity in crypto right now, especially if you're following new coin launches. Number 3, I would immerse myself in AI and become an expert in the field. From there, I would launch and test AI-generated art, digital products, or educational-based AI talking head content. Once I got some traction, I would work endlessly to maximize my eyeballs and revenue and engage with associated influencers to help.
Okay, so we're going to go in a reverse order of that clip, starting out with the AI. I'm just going to become an expert in the field. I sound like a broken record, as if it's really that easy just to do. Aren't companies like Meta paying ungodly amounts of money for people who are actually experts with AI? But no, this guy's just going to do it willy-nilly. And then, not only that, start making the AI content that everybody hates. AI art, the AI slop YouTube or TikTok videos. The second one, just invest into a whole bunch of crypto and know all of that as well. I guess an expert there too, why not? So hopefully you don't get rug pulled and it goes to zero like it does a majority of the time. But yeah, leverage credit on coins that don't matter. That's a real good idea. And his first one, he would just buy a business and implement modern marketing. That seems extremely similar to a clip that went viral over the past week or so. I don't know if you've seen it. It's just a couple screenshots. Plan A, get married, go to med school. school, go into ped surgery, work 4 days a week, or plan B, move to Miami alone, teach myself everything about stocks and finances, buy a business, thrive alone, and club every night. People just started clowning on this. The top comment, one business, please. All you got to do is go to the business store and buy a business, and then boom, the checks will just start rolling in. That one alone has 120,000 likes. Hi, do you guys sell businesses here? I finally found the original My Life is Complete because there were so many people making fun of it in their own versions of this. But that's basically what the advice was from the last clip. Oh, just buy a business and implement the modern marketing strategies. This kind of stuff is just unreal to me.
Bankruptcy's not really scary. They're not gonna come kill you. You're gonna be bankrupt. Pretty much it's like following the Dave Ramsey method, except it's real quick. The Dave Ramsey method will just keep you bankrupt for most of your life. These people the other day, man, they had like $150,000 in loans, and they took like 5 years and worked all this overtime to pay that off. They could have just went bankrupt, then worked really hard to build their wealth. But instead, they worked for 5 years really hard to pay debt down to zero, which means when they paid that debt down to zero, they were still broke. They could have just went bankrupt and then worked really hard and had the 150 grand.
Why would you ever take accountability for your own actions? If you put yourself into a whole bunch of debt, just go bankrupt. Then you'll work really hard and apparently make $150,000. Just completely ignore that your credit will be ruined for the next 7 years. So that means absolutely horrible car loans. Good luck getting a house in this already terrible market. There's even rentals that will look at your credit score and your credit history on top of the income and make a decision if you're even allowed to rent there. But in this day and age with the instant gratification, no accountability, this kind of clip will resonate with a lot of people and they will hit the reset button and go bankrupt. They will not completely change their ways and make a whole ton of money. They'll just get into the cycle over and over again and will never get ahead financially. Now this last clip is another one of these Zoomer edits. I couldn't find the original without any music, so the top half of it is what we're actually listening to, but we have the GTA content at the same time. If you legitimately watch these clips all the time, your brain must be fried. But I feel like this is the picture perfect example of Grant Cardone just saying words for the sake of it.
If you study the wealthiest, I don't mean Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. I mean, if you study Goldman Sachs, that's where the real wealth is. Okay. Study the wealthiest.
Explain that. Why isn't it Gates and Buffett?
Because they're only worth 80 billion.
Okay.
Okay. You know, Goldman Sachs will destroy 80 million in an hour.
As far as their income, their revenues,
you're talking about Vanguard controls $5 trillion of ETFs. That's money. There's endless amounts of money. Like, I don't know what the Queen controls, but it's freaking massive.
Massive.
Or the Putin money. You're not talking about all that dark money, all the black in the shadows money.
Dude, what are you talking about? We went from studying a bank instead of Bill Gates and all of them to Putin money, dark in the shadows, black money. I feel like words are just being processed in his head and just shoveled out of his mouth without actually knowing what's going on at all. So let's recap. We need to learn about dark in the shadows money. Bill Gates, $80 billion. Pff, nothing, man. I want way more than that. We should just declare bankruptcy immediately and then get super rich after that. We'll go and buy a business, make a ton of money, buy 10 rental properties before you're 30 as well. Don't forget about that. And always use astrology for your stock and crypto purchases. I mean, this is just foolproof information. I do love making these videos. It does give me a good laugh, but that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and I'll talk to you guys later.